the A to Z of my favourite Beatles songs. Ahoy, hi everybody, and welcome to another in my A to Zs. So previously I did the A to Z of my favourite Prince songs. Now it's time for the Beatles. So I'll just go through letter by letter and say which is my favourite song that they have officially released that starts with that letter of the alphabet. It's all pretty obvious how it works. So, A. Strong contenders were A Hard Day's Night, All My Loving, Across the Universe, All You Need Is Love, And I Love Her, And Your Bird Can Sing, with some pretty strong favourites there. But my favourite has got to be the closing. Hit myself in the face. And then say the closing track of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. It is, of course, A Day in My Life. Absolutely amazing song. The marrying of John's part to Paul's part, the way they do it with the orchestra. You all know how great A Day in My Life is. For B, strong contenders were Because, Birthday, Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite, Babies in Black, I Love a Waltz, Back in the USSR, but my favourite from the White Album, or the Beatles, has got to be Blackbird. Just, again, beautiful song. Expertly performed. Blackbird. C, contenders there, not so many, but Can't Buy Me Love, Carry That Weight, Cry Baby Cry, I've got a lot of time for, but it was a no-brainer for me. See, opening to Abbey Road, Come Together. I know lots of people think it's overplayed, but personally I just absolutely love it. That slinky groove to it. Yeah, can't get enough of Come Together. D, strong contenders are Dear Prudence, Drive My Car, Dr. Robert, Don't Bother Me. All tracks I really like. But my favourite D is a single, so it appears on the Past Masters. And that's Day Tripper. I actually first sort of fell in love with this song through Hendrix's cover on the Radio 1 album. Always loved that version. But then came to really love the Beatles version as well. It's only because I was more familiar with the Hendrix one initially. But yeah, Day Tripper. For E, not a huge amount of choice, but strong contender in 8 Days a Week. But it had to be, from Revolver, Eleanor Rigby. You all know how great Eleanor Rigby is. The orchestration, the storytelling, the simplicity yet beauty of the song. Eleanor Rigby. Sticking with Revolver for F. Contenders, Free as a Bird, I've always loved. For You Blue, From Me to You, of course. Fixing a Hole. But yeah, sticking with my favourite Beatles album for F, and it's For No One. Again, another great story song. Doesn't really sound like anybody else. It's very much a Beatles song. Again, the storytelling is just a song I absolutely adore. And we're sticking with his album for G as well. Contenders there, Get Back, Getting Better, Girl. I love the backing vocals on Girl. Golden Slumbers. But G on here must mean Got to Get You Into My Life. Just such a funky, soulful song. Love the horns on it. Love the covers of it as well by various artists. But yeah, absolutely adore Got to Get You Into My Life. Easily a top 10 Beatles song for me. H, strong contenders, Hello Goodbye, Help, Here Comes the Sun, Hey Jude, Here, There and Everywhere. You know, all certifiable 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, 100 out of 100 songs. But my favourite has got to be my all-time favourite Beatles song from this album. Not my favourite song from this album, my all-time favourite Beatles song, full stop. And that's Hey Bulldog. I love Hey Bulldog. Just the way it rocks, the piano, the fun they obviously had recording it. Absolutely adore Hey Bulldog. Then it's back to this for I. So contenders, I Am a Walrus, I Feel Fine, I Mean Mine, I Saw Her Standing There, I Want to Hold Your Hand, I'll Follow the Sun, If I Fell, again just classic after classic. But my second favourite Beatles song of all time is I Want You, She's So Heavy. It's just the way it builds and builds and builds at the end and then just suddenly stops. It gets me every single time. I Want You, She's So Heavy. J, there was only one option for me, is Julia. I can't remember on the list if there were even any other J's, but if they were so minor that they didn't even want to mention. But Julia, my favourite J track from the White Album. And again, K, there was either no other options or the only other ones were so insignificant they didn't want to mention. But K had to be Kansas City, Hey Hey Hey. Obviously cover version. But yeah, I seem to recall it was the only K available anyway, so it had to be my favourite, but it is a cover that I enjoy. L, contenders, Lovely Rita, Lady Madonna, Let It Be, Love Me Do, but it's got to be Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Just the psychedelic brilliance of it. Again, just superbly performed. Just a masterful bit of songwriting. M, again, strong contenders, Magical Mystery Tour, Money, Maxwell Silver Hammer, which I know some people can't stand, but I've always liked. Mean Mr. Mustard, all tracks I really like. But my favourite, and has been, a strong favourite of mine for many, many, many years, is Michelle from Rubber Soul. Again, it's quite a simple song, but it's a beautiful melody. The French call and response on it. Yeah, just love Michelle. Really like the Overlanders cover as well. Sticking with this album for N, only a couple of other contenders, Not Guilty and Nowhere Man. Nowhere Man, strong contender. But it's got to be another top 5 track for me. Norwegian Wood, This Bird Has Flown. Again, the storytelling, the instrumentation on it. Just a great, great bit of songwriting. For O, Only a Northern Song. Love that track. Obla Di Obla Da, I've always liked. Again, another one that splits people. Octopus's Garden, Ringo's best track. But for me, it's got to be a B-side. That's Old Brown Shoe. I love a lot of George's songs, but something about Old Brown Shoe, when I first heard it on Blue Album, I just absolutely fell in love with it and have loved it ever since. Sticking with this for P, strong contenders, Penny Lane, of course, Please Please Me, Polythene Pam, but it had to be Paperback Writer. Those harmonies at the start are enough for me. But again, another brilliant storytelling song, catchy as hell, an all-time classic. There are no songs in the Beatles catalogues beginning with Q. For R, Revolution, Roll Over Beethoven, Run For Your Life, all tracks I absolutely love. But we're back to another B-side, so it's Past Masters, and it's Rain. Again, the backwards drumming is obviously very famous, and there's some backwards vocals on it as well. But it's just so unlike anything else that was being done at that time. Just a great, great track. For S, loads of options here. Sexy Sadie, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, She Loves You, She Said, She's a Woman, She's Leaving Home, Something. But it's got to be Strawberry Fields Forever. I know it's predictable, but just a masterful bit of songwriting that hasn't aged to this day. T, and I can find the album. T, Tell Me Why. Again, lots of options here. Tell Me Why. The Ballad of John and Yoko has always been a big favourite of mine. The End. Fall on a Hill. The Word. Ticket to Ride. Tomorrow Never Knows. Twist and Shout. But we're back to my favourite Beatles album, and just the masterful opener. Taxman, another George song ripped off by the Jam, for that brilliant guitar riff that opens it. The humour and vitriol in the lyrics, absolutely magnificent. T is Taxman. No songs in the Beatles catalogue beginning with U. No songs in the Beatles catalogue beginning with V. W, Contenders where we can work it out. When I'm 64, with a little help from my friends. All could quite easily be a favourite. But it's got to be While My Guitar Gently Weeps. What can you say about While My Guitar Gently Weeps? You know, obviously Clapton's solo, beautiful, but another just wonderful George song that everybody knows. And of course the best version is the version at the Hall of Fame with Prince's guitar solo. That's just, don't write in at home. There's no songs in the Beatles catalogue beginning with X. For Y, Yellow Submarine, Yesterday, you know, that close to being my favourite. You Never Give Me Your Money, or Gave Me Your Money, sorry. I'm trying to read my own writing here. You Won't See Me, all huge favourites. But I've gone for, from Help, You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. I just love the vocals on it. The hey, gets me every time. The Dylan-esque vocals by Lennon on it. You know, so he sort of sings it through his teeth. So it's not that Dylan-esque because he sings through his nose, but you know what I mean. Just the tone of his voice. I've always loved You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. And there's no Beatles track beginning with Z. So there we go. That's my A to Z of favourite Beatles songs. Haven't decided who I'm going to do next. You know, I'm trying to get people whose catalogues I know well enough without having to re-listen to everything. Might do a Divine Comedy next. Yeah, I want to do Bowie, but there's a lot of stuff there that I'm not that familiar with, so would need to re-listen to. But yeah, as I say, probably be Divine Comedy next. Or Queen. Might be Queen. Might be Dire Straits. There you go. There's some teasers for you. But yeah, thank you for watching. Yeah, if you've got any suggestions for people you want me to do that you know of, you know, I'm a fan of and a collector of, please feel free to drop them in the comments. But yeah, thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.